Hi YouTube! What I have for you right now is a traditional Japanese teriyaki sauce steak. Okay, I learned this in Okinawa, Japan from an 85-year-old woman who's Japanese who said this is how you make a steak. Now you can use this on chicken, chicken wings, chicken leg quarters, chicken thighs, anything, and also steak. It doesn't take but 1 hour of marinating, but I like to usually do it at least overnight. On the chicken, I marinate it for 2 to 3 days just to give that pink meat, it turns that pink meat of the chicken brown, and it really tastes great. All you have to do is just watch the steps that are coming up here. It's really, really, really easy. Hopefully you'll subscribe and hit the like button. Send me your comments and enjoy this. My name is Tony Marie, coming to you from Eastern North Carolina. Looking forward to seeing you, especially on my next video. So 2 steaks are what we're making today. These are the ingredients that you're going to need. It's a traditional Japanese teriyaki sauce. You're going to need some mirin that's here. You're going to need some rice vinegar, rice wine vinegar. The traditional ingredient is sake, but the rice vinegar or rice wine vinegar replaces the sake. Now here, because of the health concerns I have, I'm using less sodium soy sauce, and I prefer to use Kikuman. I could have bought the Walmart brand, but I prefer a name brand for some of these things. It's kind of like toilet paper. Do you want 1-ply or 2-ply? Also, you'll need some light brown sugar. These are 2 half-inch steaks. If you look at my thumb, okay, I don't know if you can see it real well, but my knuckles up here, that's 1 inch. You can judge a 1-inch steak by your joint down to the bottom of your thumb. And this one comes up about halfway. So these are going to cook for 2 minutes on each side on a really hot pan. On my gas stove, we have it on 3. We're going to put our little 12-inch pan on here. I use them Gotham steel hammered pans. We're going to add a 1/2 cup of soy sauce. We're going to add a 1/2 cup of mirin. Then we're going to add a 1/4 cup of rice wine vinegar. And as you know, any vinegar is going to be a little bit strong. So what we're going to do next is add our light brown sugar. Now, I never really measure it, just kind of eyeball it. It's about a 1/2 cup, but it doesn't matter how much you put in here. The whole point of doing what we're doing is to melt the brown sugar, okay? So what we've got it going on now, it will come to a little bit of boil. What we're going to do as we're doing this is we're going to stir it. You can feel the graininess of the sugar. And as it melts, that graininess goes away. And once we melt this brown sugar, which will only take a couple of minutes, we're going to pour that into a gallon Ziploc bag after we prepare our steaks. The melting of the brown sugar took less than 6 minutes. Okay, it's very easy to do. The heat is off. We're going to let that cool because we're going to prepare our steaks here in just a second. But just real quick, there's 2 ingredients that need to go into the refrigerator. Your soy sauce is one, your mirin is the other. And yes, it does state that on the bottle, refrigerate after opening. Your vinegar does not need to go inside the refrigerator. Now, how we're going to prepare these 1/2-inch steaks is what we're going to do is we're going to take a fork. There is a tool you can get that has a bunch of little pine things, the little pickers that you can just push it down on there to soften your steak. A ribeye doesn't really need much softening. So just a little bit with your fork on it, like this, is going to be plenty. Because what we're going to do after we're done here, and our mixture, our marinade over there, has cooled off, which it only takes a couple of minutes to cool off, what we're going to do is we're going to take a gallon bag. Now let me tell you something real quick. This mixture right here, you can use this on chicken wings, chicken legs, or steak, which is what we're using it on right now. keep your chicken wings with this in your refrigerator for 2, at the most 3 days. The pink meat on the chicken will be brown. Same thing with your leg quarters. Leg quarters, it helps break down that muscle tissue and will make them really tender, very tasty. Your friends are going to ask you what your recipe is for this. Now that we've done this with our steaks, poking them a little bit, we've got a gallon bag that we're going to set this in. Now, tonight's a quick meal, so 1 hour minimum of marinating in the bag for 1 hour. That's a minimum, okay? Remember, don't forget, your soy sauce and your mirin go in the refrigerator. Your vinegar goes back into the cupboard. Okay, now that we've prepared our steaks, now it's time to... What are you doing, Sammy? Come on, get up here. Come on. Come on. Get up here. Come on. Get up here. Good boy.
Ain't nothing on the table. It's all gone.
Squeeze out the air. Now we're going to put this in the refrigerator. Mix it up. Move it around. Put it in the refrigerator for a minimum of 1 hour. It's better if you do it overnight. Okay? Your chicken, you want at least 2 to 3 days for chicken. One day, and even 1 hour will be okay too. Because what's going to happen, the chicken's going to soak all this marinade up, just like your ribeyes. This is ribeye. Ribeyes are going to do the same thing. You can use this for sirloin, you can use this for chuck roast, whatever, but it's usually really more for your ribeyes, your sirloins, your lemon broil, your strip steaks. Those are the kind of things that you're going to put in here. Just remember your cook times.
Every generation has a defined...
What we've done now in this step is we've taken the steaks out of that marinade and put them into the pan, and we poured some marinade in here. And what's going to happen is it's going to start sizzling, okay? Right now, we are on 8 on the gas stove, but it's not real hot. See, I can put my hand on this pan, so it's not real super hot. But what's going to happen, it's going to start boiling, and then that juice is going to cook down, okay? So we're going to have about a 4 to 6 minute cook time. This, by the way, this marinade, you do not use it. Don't use it as a dip, okay? Because it had blood in it, okay? This had blood in it from the steaks, and you can't use it as a dip, okay? You would have to recreate that sauce without the steaks to use it as a dip. Steaks have been cooking about almost 2 minutes inside that sauce. They've already browned up on one side, so we flipped them, and now we're going to see how they cook for another 1 to 2 minutes. After cooking about 3 to 4 minutes per side, I had a lot of the juice that was in here. I took the juice out, okay, the marinade, and just left it down to where I had the steaks in here. These are ribeyes, so they're going to cook nice and tender. Ribeyes, even if you cook them longer than what you should, they're always going to be nice and tender. Just a quick note on this Gotham steel pan. As you can see, I'm not scrubbing it, I'm not doing anything. I fried that steak in there, and if you'll notice, everything's coming off of the side where I was splashing this water. These, I'm going to tell you what, guys, are the best pans to get. Gotham Steel is not a sponsor of this video, but I can tell you that their cleanup is so quick and so easy. These are the best pans that I've ever bought. Look at it. Look at that. It's clean. Gotham Steel. Look at how they're hammered. Okay. These are the ones you want to get. Right? Enough of all that. Good stuff. Our steaks are now resting. We got them out. They're going to be nice and tender. And that beeping noise is my green beans and tomatoes are now ready to serve.
We hope you have the time of your life.
My name is Gloria Santiago.
I'm Jim Wilder, a senior at Yuma High School in Vanderbilt, Utah.
St. Mary's School in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Next up.
With the best.
Well, I hope you've liked this video. It's very, very, very easy to make. Your friends are going to ask you for the recipe, and I would encourage you to give it to them, because you got to remember, cooking is all about friends, all about making each other feel good, sharing the love. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you on my next YouTube video. This is Tony Marie from Eastern North Carolina saying, see you next time.